This video is how to draw an optical illusion that is inspired by Victor Vasarely. For my class, it would be design number 2 of the optical cube design that we're doing. So to begin, I went ahead and just measured, or actually traced, a 4x4 square that you would have on your template, so that it's a similar size to what you're working with. We're going to divide up the section with these curves that are kind of bellowing out, so that illusion of form, and we're going to use colored pencils and a ultra thin Sharpie. So first thing is to draw a curved line across your box. On your box, place at least 3 dots. You could add more if you would like. I think I'm going to add maybe one right here. So I put 5. It just depends on how many sections you want. And then you're going to create curvy lines going from top to bottom. And as they run to the opposite side, you want them to meet up with those dots that you created. So I'm drawing this in pencil first, just in case I do something that I'm not happy with. I can make changes to it. I usually draw pretty light. I think I would have probably left this one out, but that's okay. So above this first curved line that you made, you're going to create kind of this like upside down or sideways C shape so that it curves. So these are also known as like cross contour lines. Because they're curved, it's going to create the illusion that these are curved. I'm going to do that. They don't have to line up with each other, just so you know. Usually the more curvy they are, it helps that illusion. So let's pretend I did all those. I'm just going to do a couple down here. But this time you're going to reverse it and have more of a U shape. So on the bottom side of that, if it's off of the paper, I usually am going back a little bit. Have it just look like it runs off. Make sure they're curved. Remember, they're going to angle like a U shape, so it's opposite compared to this line here. They switch that middle line we started with. For your design, you would finish the rest of these, but just to make things a little quicker, I'm going to just leave it how it is. I'm going to use an ultra thin Sharpie to reinforce just how dark those edges are. Technically, you don't have to do this. I just like doing this, kind of separating the little different coils. In real life, as we know, things are not outlined, but for this design, I like how it looks with the outlining. And then I'm going to go over these little coils here. Like I said, outlining is up to you. You're still going to trace that middle line. I'm just going to do these two. And then you can use your eraser if there's a lot of pencil marks showing. From there, I'm going to choose at least 4 different colors to make a pattern. So first one I grabbed, I'm just going to work with the blue. Maybe I add another lighter color, so maybe I work with orange. Remember, you have to have 4. Maybe I want to work with the red and green. So I would at least have 4 colors. And then you want to apply them in a way that you're creating a pattern. So it could be like blue, orange, or maybe blue, blue, orange, blue, blue, orange. Totally up to you as long as you're creating a pattern. My first one here, I'm going to use blue. And we want the illusion that it's bulging from the surface. And when that happens, you're going to find that the center has a little bit of a highlight and it gets darker as it goes back. So with colored pencils, the key is layers. If I just fill this in solid and move to the next one, it's going to appear flat, kind of like a shape. It's just flat. But if you want it to look more like a form, then you're going to take your pencil and just kind of add a little, like a light layer of your color. I'm going to stop in the center so that I can leave a little bit of a highlight there. So So just one layer. And then I always keep a black to create what's called a shadow. As it gets further back, there's going to be less light hitting it. So I'm going to add just a little bit of the black in the corner. It's okay to be a little bit heavier right on the edge there, especially if you didn't add the Sharpie. I'm just adding just a little bit. And I pay attention to how hard I press the colored pencil and how light. So I pressed it a little bit harder, or put a second layer here at the corner, at the edge, and then I just kind of lightly added the black there. And then go back to your base color, which for me was blue. So I'm going to go over the black and mix it there on the paper. And then I'm going to go to the other side, same thing. I'm going to leave that little highlight. I'm just putting just a little bit of blue. I'm going to take my white colored pencil, just kind of fill that in the center and help blend it. You do have what's called a colorless blender in your pack. So it'll say Prismacolor and then it says colorless blender. Kind of looks like a tan, but you go to use it and you realize it doesn't have any color unless somebody used it and they left some color on it. So I'm just kind of cleaning it off on a scrap side. And that's going to help you get away from having any of the white of the paper showing. So I like to add a little bit of that sometimes to my drawings, but you don't have to have it, but just making you aware that it exists. And then I'm just going to blend that out. Use my white for the center again. And as you keep doing this, you're going to get more and more areas to look three-dimensional. So from here, I guess you could work in different sections with your first color choice and then switch to another color. I don't recommend putting the color all over and then just, filling it in with the black. I've seen that, and then the black doesn't blend as well, and it almost looks like furry eyebrows on the side. So, take your time. And the Prismacolors blend right there on the surface. Okay. So that's just an example of applying colored pencil with Prismacolors. Let's see how yours turned out.